To come in part 2, Gerard Butler practices what he preaches.
And you come across these kids in Africa and you see how he's affected and you think, well, I would be the same. Everybody would be the same.
When I went to see Machine Gun Preacher, I mistakenly thought it was the sequel to Hobo with a Shotgun. It's nothing like Hobo with a Shotgun, where Hobo with a Shotgun is a story about a vigilante homeless guy who fights urban chaos. Machine Gun Preacher is the very moving story of former drug dealer Sam Childers, who finds God and becomes a crusader for hundreds of Sudanese children. But they both have guns, so it's an easy mistake to make.
That's the orphanage that I'm going to build in Sudan.
They talk about you, the children.
I'm just trying to help these people, same as you. The entire rebel army has put a bounty on your head.
I must be doing something right.
Helping you kids is about the only good thing I've ever done in this life. You got no idea what I'm saying, do you?
Jerry, it's lovely to see you. This, for me, felt like it was a lot more than just another role for you.
Yeah.
There's real, I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of passion in the cause as well as the role.
Definitely. I mean, I read this script and it touched my heart, you know, and this character fascinated me, and I felt that it would touch a lot of other people's hearts. And yeah, I didn't want to make it easy, you know, because he's not an easy character, so it felt also like something that would be a real challenge for me. But without a doubt, the more I got into it, the more it captivated me, and the more I got sucked into it as well.
Was it from reading the script that you were hooked straight away? Is that was the kind of...
Knowing that it was a true story,
yeah.
Then you're reading this and you're like, really? And just, you know, the second that you come across these kids in Africa and you see how he's affected and you think, well, I would be the same. Everybody would be the same. But would we all react like he did? Would we actually say, well, I'm going to go down and build an orphanage and start fighting? I don't think so. But we all like to take that journey and pretend that, you know, we're him for a minute.
I only got one truck over there.
I need the money so that I can save some children, John, okay? Do you understand that?
I do need to calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down!
What I loved at the end of the film, if anyone's going to see, you've got to stay right to the end, because all the footage as the credits are rolling of the real Sam, and it's great to see him.
The story is so crazy that you forget that it is a true story. And then at the end, you see him there at the orphanage, and you see him, you know, the aftermath of certain situations, and him and his family, and you go, this is true. This is really a man who's gone through this, and he's an incredible man. And then when he gets excited, he's like a gorilla, you know.
A bear.
Yeah, a bear's better than a gorilla, yeah. A bear, he's like a bear.
And his softness comes out when he's with his wife, and brilliantly played by Michelle Monaghan.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, incredible.
Yeah. And a phenomenal actress, and it just helped me, because Lynn was a tough role to get, because Lynn's the long-suffering, always enduring something through this process, and at first when we were working on the script, it was like, how do you keep that interesting, because Lynn is an interesting person, but you know, Michelle turned up, and then you got the remnants of, you know, this girl was a stripper, and she was sexy, and she's funny as well, you know, so you just, she helped bring a lot more color to Lynn, who initially in the script had maybe been a little drier.
Hello?
It's over.
They burn it down. Ain't nothing left.
It's a test, Sam. Now get off your butt, stop your crying, and build it again. You hear me?
Let's move on to Machine Gun Preacher. Robbie, Machine Gun Preacher.
Yes, now this is a really interesting move for Gerard Butler, because he has executive produced this film, which means he obviously thinks it's time in his career for things to take a step up. And if no one's going to give him a serious project, then he's going to give one to himself. And that's exactly what he's done with Machine Gun Preacher. This is based on a true story of a guy, an ex-con who was into drugs, and there's a biker gang who suddenly finds religion and goes out to Africa to help these kids. And it is a naked play for awards, and the studio is screening this film as a serious awards contender. So it's a real step on for Gerard Butler's career.
I think it's the best thing he's done.
It's not tricky, but I agree entirely. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's sort of Rambo with a heart, in the sense that he obviously goes out, and you do get genuinely affected by the plight of the kids that he's trying to help.
Yeah.
And there are some sort of carefully woven sort of big set pieces and explosions and stuff. It's done by a Bond director, so you've got that element too. And it's a good watch. I enjoyed it.
We've got a clip here right now. Let's have a look from Machine Gun Preacher.
Death comes at night in the villages. These are the lucky ones so far. The ones the rebels haven't found yet.
What are you doing?
Let's go, get up. They ain't sleeping out here. Come on, y'all get up.
Sam, there are too many. You can't help them all.
Well, I can take these ones here.
What I liked about this was the fact that it didn't hold back. You know, there were some really pretty brutal moments in it.
You can see the intensity in Butler's performance as well. I can take these kids here. I can take these kids. And this is actually,
don't mock him, Robbie.
It's an interesting thing because
it's a true story.
He's not only has he done this, but he's also in the new production of Coriolanus, the Ray Fiennes.
We appear to be witnessing the renaissance of Gerard Butler. Who would have thought?
Exactly. No, he's definitely doing a lot more of these serious roles. He's also producing 2 more films in which he's given himself the lead role, and both those are more meaty parts than he's normally used to. So he's obviously decided this is the time for him to step up to the plate and win some awards.
I really love how it hasn't got that polishedness to it a lot of the time. You know, it's kind of, it is brutal, it is honest in moments as well, and it really got to me at a few moments as well. Did you?
I teared up towards the end. I think when the end when you see Sam Childers in his natural habitat and you actually see him going out there doing it, it really smacked home then. And I think that's credit to Butler, because you see the real pictures and you don't feel that Butler sort of done the story any harm.
That's all we've got time for.